naturally, I'm a Tottenham man, obviously. I can reflect back to being a player with and manager of some of the finest players that have ever been in the game.
The place is fantastic, the tradition of this club.
To be the manager of 3 cup-winning teams here, I'm so lucky, it's untrue.
Hotspur America podcast, airing every week during the English Premier League season.
What a glory, glory night at White Hart Lane. This great and historic football club.
Joyful night down the Tottenham High Road.
Hotspur America, the original US-based podcast dedicated solely to Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
Gascoigne going to have a crack? He is, you know. Oh, I say! Schoolboy's own stuff.
I hate Arsenal, just hate them.
Oh, what a goal! Unbelievable! Oh, this is incredible.
We're the Yids in America.
Dempsey's there to tap in.
What a fantastic run! He scored! And it's turned home Eric Dyer.
This is your Hotspur America. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening whenever time you're listening to us. And thank you again for tuning in. Hotspur America, episode 36 of season 1. We are winding it down. 3 matches left in the season, and coming off of a pretty abysmal result against City. I won't say we played bad. I thought we played well. We deserved a much better result, but we didn't achieve anything in that match. It just sickens me because we deserved a lot better. Sam and Simon are both with me today. Gentlemen, Simon, how are you?
I'm good. I'm remote today. How about that?
You're in the crap part of Texas.
Yeah, Buddy Holly country. I'm in Lubbock.
Oh, I hate that place.
You're probably the only person that's ever recorded a Spurs podcast from Lubbock, Texas. That's really
Another
fun. Congratulations. Yeah.
And as you guys can hear, Sammy's with it. Yeah, from the crap part of University Park. Sammy, what's up, brother?
Happy St. Totteringham's Day to you all.
20 years in a row, right?
I think that's what the chairman said.
It is.
It is. But at least it's in May.
Hashtag obsessed.
Yeah. Oh, God. Everyone's week good? Everyone doing well?
Yeah, not so bad for a Monday.
No.
I always have trouble with Mondays, just assimilating back into work life and dealing with a loss some Mondays, like today.
Yeah.
But none too worse for the wear here.
Cool. Simon, you good? Except for
it was a good day out down the pub
else.
Yesterday. Yeah, I got quite wet with all the floods. But yeah, we had a good day down the pub, and we had a smashing turnout for a game so late in the season.
How many were there?
Probably, I think we had about 40.
Yeah,
terrific.
Well, we had our bi-monthly meeting afterwards, which was very, very good. We got a lot of re-ups for the new season. Mm-hmm. NBC had, I guess as a first shout out, NBC Sports had sent us some of their Premier League pint glasses. I kind of gave them a bit of a fronty tweet after they had put our photo up before the Villa game a couple of weeks ago, and they said, hey, send us your address and we'll get you
some
pint glasses. So we kind of raffled those off yesterday. It kind of been incentive for people to re-up their membership, and it turned out to be a treat, and it was a very good day. We had a lot to talk about, obviously, with the All-Star game coming up, and our members going over for the whole game. So it was a good day, despite the result. And I know we'll get into the game in a little bit. Yeah. We didn't play badly. That was the good news. Yeah. So that we seem to have got things back on track after the 2 claret and blue games, and last 3 games we played all right. Results haven't necessarily gone our way, and that's football. I don't mind losing if we play well. I cannot abide losing when we're totally pony like we were against Villa.
That's the first pony. I think over-under's about 4 per show right now.
By the way,
I've got a freaking stable of ponies, mate.
And it's grown on you, Kenny, because I caught you at least once saying the P word.
I did say the P word. Nasty 4-letter P word. And before we get into some more news, you guys remember sometime, I think it was around the end of last year, at Oside Downey, our friends over in San Diego, sent us some beer, and Sam still frickin' has our beer.
I've fucking had enough.
End of last year, I like
this. This is ridiculous.
Guys, it's going to be whiskey sour by the time we actually drink it.
I've been an absolute fucking dog's body about this. So I go because you usually forgot countless occasions to pick it up. I go pick it up.
You live 5 minutes from there, mate.
But I did it twice because I had to convince.
We have to catch a plane to go to Trinity
I went
Hall.
twice. I went fucking twice to get this beer. And then I invite you over for dinner, and you forget it's here, and you slag me off on Twitter.
It wasn't there when we came over for dinner, mate, honestly.
Matt sends me this tweet like, dude, really need to give him their beer. Like I've been hoarding his beer from you. Like I've been hiding it. Like I've been...
Just fess up you drank it.
I still have it.
You bastard, you drank
bastard.
it.
I want an apology. I want an on-air apology.
Here's what'll happen.
He's depressed.
You will put it in your carry-on and it'll get confiscated by TSA next week.
I promise you.
You might just as well do that. We're never going to see it.
Stoke match is Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to drink yours then, Ken, because you won't be there.
Yeah, may as well. It's going to be a wine cooler by the time I get to it.
At least I can say we saw it, and then I drank it for you, mate.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we record next Sunday? You can just record from your phone. Just get on the wireless network, do Skype. I can record it here, and then we'll wait till you get back to edit it. Or I can send you the file to edit.
I got to figure that out because I got to be able to have
all of
the Spreaker access and all of my recording software on whatever device I got over there. Otherwise, I won't be able to do it.
Well, but you can always have Sam record it on this end, and we'll mix it and we'll just release it late.
That ought to be interesting.
What do you think, listeners?
Well,
give us your feedback. You'd rather have them.
I'm game with that because I want to see you two try to edit the fucking show. That would be fucking.
I'm not editing jack squat.
That's what I'm talking about.
The first truly transatlantic podcast.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about that offline. Okay.
Really bad news. We wake up this morning, and the very first thing I see on Twitter at 5 o'clock this morning was Jimmy Greaves was in the hospital after suffering what appears to be a pretty significant stroke. He's in ICU. I'm not sure exactly which hospital, and I'm not exactly sure exactly when this happened. A lot of tweets, a lot of social media love, even from the club, going out to Jimmy. He's got his Hall of Fame induction coming up this week coming, and obviously that's probably going to get postponed, if not canceled. It's a very sad state. We've lost Dave Mackay this year. We lost, oh goodness, the name escapes me. Left back, 60-61 team.
Cliff.
Help me out.
Cliff. Come on, Simon.
No, Ron Henry.
Ron Henry, thank you.
Right.
Sorry. I should know that, and I don't.
Cliff is alive and kicking, mate.
That's right, son.
And he'll come and clock you around the ear next week.
No, that's slightly.
Yes, he will.
But our thoughts go out to Jimmy for a speedy recovery.
Yeah, absolutely.
We certainly don't want hate hearing of stuff like this. And I also saw, O'Keefe had put out. There's a trailer out for a Gascoigne. I don't know if it's like a little mini movie or if it's a series or whatever it is they're doing. I've put this out on the Hotspur America page on Twitter and on Facebook, and I think it's been bounced around quite a bit. If you guys can find it, it's like a 2-minute trailer of this special that's being done by the BBC called Gascoigne.
Yeah,
it's got Rooney in it and Mourinho saying he's the real special one. I mean, really good stuff in the trailer, and it really gets you fired up to want to watch this.
Yeah, it was very cool. I think I caught that it's going to play in the cinema for one day, and then I believe it goes straight to DVD. But it was great. I mean, for Rooney to say that for him is the greatest English player that he ever saw, and then to have a guy like Lineker. I think Lineker plays a big role in this, and it's an amazing story. I mean, his life is amazing, and it's going to be an incredible documentary. It looks really cool.
Well, for anyone who remembers 1990 and Italia 90, that was such a good time, such a feel-good moment to be an England fan, considering how poorly Robson had started off that tournament. He was just completely ripped to shreds throughout the group stages by the English press, as was was par for the course in those days for every England manager, which was grossly unfair. It still occurs, but after he played the sweeper system against the Dutch and got out of the group, the then suddenly Robson was the press's darling, and Gascoigne and Lineker, God bless them, being both Spurs players at the time, were really stars of that tournament.
Yeah, they were.
And I think everyone was extremely proud of England and their achievements, even when they got knocked out on penalties by the Germans, as tended to be the MO for recent times. But I think we were all very, very proud. I was living in Australia at the time, watching it in the middle of the night, like a lot of Poms out there at the time, and we were just loving every single minute of it. And Gaz's tears will never be forgotten, nor his breasts on the plane on the way back.
Yeah, one of the really cool things about that was Lineker said, he was so emotional, and his personality was such that, he was a good player, and in fact a great player at times, but it was his personality that really defined him and made him the legend of the country that he really was. Because everybody, when you shed tears on a football pitch and it's completely legitimate, you've won over not only just some basic fans but the entire country.
Yeah, that was probably. I think that England team in '90 was good enough to win the whole thing, and had they beaten Germany that night, I think they would have. He is his story is a remarkable story, and a man that is so loved yet so insecure, and addiction obviously made a gigantic. It changed his life forever. But he is a remarkable personality. His storytelling ability is just unbelievable. Yeah. My God, he's got him. Was it Jimmy Five Bellies? Was that his best mate?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's I can't. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a great film. So I'm just like you guys. I am too.
City yesterday. 1-0 loss. We all know the result. Aguero, a really nice goal from Aguero, but it came again from. I'm sorry, man. Mason has become a bit of a liability in the midfield. We've been talking about this 6 weeks now. It's like a rapid decline, and he had the one goal wrapped in the middle of that, but he gave the ball away again, and it led to the goal. It led to the run of play, and it was amazing to me to watch. We should have scored, or could have had the chance to score 3 goals in the first 5 minutes. And when we didn't, I turned to Simon and I said, this is going to be typical of this year, and how this year is defined for me is that when we do come out of the gate strong, we play great for 20 to 25 minutes, everything levels off, and we will get beat on the run of play. And sure as shit, it happened. That was
a pretty remarkable play. I mean, it started from a terrific piece of distribution by Joe Hart. And by the way, he's right-handed. If you watch that video again, he throws that with his left hand.
He did, yeah.
I couldn't believe
out to the right wing.
Yeah, I was like, why does he look like a girl throwing? And I was like,
but I think what was key, obviously, as we were watching it in real time, we just saw a very, very good counterattack by Manchester City. But when you looked at it replayed, and they kind of highlighted Aguero running down the middle with Mason, until Mason decided to just let him go, and then he kind of stopped for the offside trap. And he lost his man, and then the goal was scored, and it was too late. And granted, all the defenders were up top because the corner broke down. But that's great counter-attacking, and that's what the good sides do. We've done that a number of times this season. Our counter-attacking has been great at times, and we were undone by one of the things that we've been pretty good at. And to Ken's point, we opened very well. We did have some great chances, and even in the second half, it seemed to all be down our end. And although we had a lot of shots, there still weren't that many on target, which was disappointing. Mason did have a chance to redeem himself in the first half. When the ball came to him, I kind of challenged him at the time, thinking maybe he should have headed that in, even though it was a little on the low side. But he decided to control it with his crotch, I believe, and then try to take on Joe Hart, who just made himself very big, as good goalkeepers do. And, Hart did have a very good game and was pivotal in City's defending that lead, and even before they went ahead. And it was kind of reminiscent, as was brought up by the commentators on that match in the 11-12 season. The 11-12 or 12
was the opener.
Yeah, it was the 11-12 season, I believe, or the one before that, when we just absolutely battered them. Defoe,
we did.
and it was 0-0, and I think that's when the tide turned, because I think the return leg at the Etihad was when Crouch put through his own net and we lost 1-0 versus the